let's jump into everything here. All right, everybody, let's get into it. If you're watching this live right now, right, or maybe you're watching the replay a little bit later on YouTube, welcome to the Former Athlete Society Q&A call. This is my favorite format of the week, of all the videos that I do, whether it's the blueprint, whether it's the Q&A calls like this, whether it's the masterclasses, the accountabilities. This is my favorite because it mirrors exactly how real coaching works. It's real questions. It's real people. It's real situations. And they don't always fit neatly in an Instagram caption, a textbook answer, or social media. That's just how it is. So I want to say this right up front. If you're here live, you're watching this live, then and you have a question, then drop it. Drop it right in the chat. Let me know, because if nobody drops anything new, we're going to still keep rolling on because I've come prepared. That's what I do, right? Either way, you're going to leave this call. You're going to leave this video. You're going to leave this Instagram, because I'm also recording down here, with the tools that you can use tonight, tomorrow, and guess what? Next week as well. So let's jump right into the first one. But before I do, our analytics, these analytics, right, that I have right here on our screen. Oh boy, it is not working. Nonetheless, the analytics have shown that, guess what? Most of our watchers of our videos, yeah, they're not subscribers, right? They are just first time people jumping into our videos, checking it out for the first time. And guess what? If that is you, then I would love for you right now to hit like, subscribe, and let us know, right? Do me that favor and just like the video, subscribe to it, because that certainly helps the algorithm. That helps us get into people's feed and allows us to be discovered by other former athletes just like you. And now, if you are a first time watcher, then you probably are like, who the heck is this guy? And why is he here to tell me something? Well, guess what? My name's Adam Bringler. I've been a strength coach for nearly 20 years, and I've worked at the Power Four level for most of my career. And I want to take all the lessons that I've ever learned through sports science, sport performance, strength conditioning, and give them to you because I think you deserve them. Now, that said, I'm going to tackle 5 real world questions, right? Questions that people struggle with all of the time. So, this first question, I just want to jump right into it. Not going to try to set it up by any way, but it is this. I've coached thousands of athletes. And guess what? Almost all of them get this wrong about calories. So this one comes from Mike, and Mike is out of Travis City, Michigan. And Mike asked something that I hear almost every single week. Now, Mike said, Adam, I feel stuck because I do not actually know where or what my calories are. I do not know how much I should be eating. And I do not know what I should be eating. I feel like I'm guessing every single day. Now, Mike, first of all, you are not alone, not even a little bit, because here's the thing that nobody tells former athletes when they leave organized sport. You used to have built in structure. You trained at a certain time, you ate around practice, you burned a predictable amount of energy and calories throughout your practices and your training sessions and everywhere in between. And now that you're living as an adult life where stress, sleep, steps, training, all of that, food, it all changes day to day. So guessing sort of stops working. You can't do that anymore. The gold standard answer here is obviously working with a quality registered dietitian who understands performance and not just weight loss, right? That is always going to be my first recommendation because it removes the emotion and replaces it with professional oversight. But let's be real as well. This is, for a lot of people, that's not an answer, right? That is not always an option. So if you're going to fly solo, you probably need some data, not vibes, not hunger signals alone, real data. And this is where a macro tracking application, like my favorite, Macro Factor, becomes incredibly valuable. Not because it's magic, but because it teaches you how your body responds to food, right? In real time. So you log what you eat, you log your body weight, and over time, it gives you a very clear picture of your true daily energy needs. Not what a calculator thinks, not what has worked with you when you were 25 years old or 21, what actually works for you right now. That matters so much to your body. Now, once you see that your total daily energy expenditure, right, everything gets a little quieter upstairs. You stop reacting emotionally to food. You stop panicking over a heavy meal. You stop celebrating under eating. You just begin making adjustments with real intent. And when you know what your calories are, your macros become a lever instead of a mystery. because protein then anchors your meals. Your fats support your hormones and joints. Your carbohydrates fuel your training and your recovery. So, Mike, clarity is the first win, and confidence comes right afterwards. So, great question, Mike. I appreciate that one. And if you are joining us here, whether it's on the Instagram, whether you're watching it on our YouTube channel, a couple different things here. Again, for our Blueprint Instagram channel members, right? We are recording this live. We're recording it on YouTube. You get a behind the scenes POV view of what we're doing, raw, unedited, non, commercialized by any means. You get the full picture of what we're doing here in the Former Athlete Society. So I want to welcome you to that. And if you're watching on YouTube right now and you're like, who the heck is this guy? Right? Here's my website. It's adamringler.com. You can navigate over there. You can sign up for the blueprints forever free. You get it. The articles, the community message boards, the newsletter, you get it all. Right. So I digress. Let's just move on to question number 2. And this one is a fun one because this one actually right here, right from our Blueprint Instagram channel, this one came to me from a direct message, and it says, and I set it up this way for everyone: cold weather is dehydrating you more than summer ever did. Oh, that's a sensational topic. What do I mean by this one? Now, this one came in through Instagram. This was a direct message that I received, and this is Sarah, and she's out of Montana, and she asked us here at the Former Athlete Society this question, and it is this: Adam, since the seasons changed, I'm not drinking as much water and my joints feel stiff and achy. So what's going on, coach? Now, this is extremely common, especially in colder climates like Colorado out here. And I would presume in Montana as well. When it's hot outside, you have thirst cues, right? And they are loud. They are screaming at you. You sweat, you feel dry. The sun reminds you, it stings, your skin, and it reminds you that you need to hydrate, that you need to drink, right? And those signals often disappear when it gets colder, right? But your body's need for hydration doesn't change, right? You still need to hydrate. You still breathe out moisture every single time that you inhale and exhale. You still lose fluids through training, even if it's a low intensity work, it still happens. You still rely on water and hydration to lubricate your joints, to transport nutrients, to regulate your recovery, and to just generally keep your metabolic processes running smoothly. So when your intake drops, dehydration, yeah, creeps in silently. And that is when your joints start barking and your muscles feel tight and your overall energy can just generally feel flat. So here's the thing: it's not that you're failing by any means, right? It's just that your environment is changing. The dry indoor air from heaters and wind chill outside and even altitude, like here in Colorado, can accelerate fluid loss without obvious cues, right? And this is why people feel stiff. They notice more aches, right? As the temperature tends to drop here in wintertime or as the temp gets colder, even if they were fine all summer long. So the fix is quite simple, right? In theory, but it actually requires some deliberate habit changes. Don't rely on thirst alone in the cooler months. Listen, this is why I have my 50-ounce Yeti with me all of the time. I try to take my hydration seriously. I don't rely on my thirst alone during the colder, cooler months by any means, right? Front load your water intake in the morning and make fluids around your training non-negotiable. Even a visual reminder like this, keeping it on your desk, right? Or maybe a warm beverage or something like that can help compliance if it makes you feel like you're not going to skip your hydration as frequently, right? So that's just something right off the top of my mind that I'm thinking. Now, Sarah, you got to think of it like this: hydration is no longer just about quenching thirst. It's about maintaining your performance, your recovery, and longevity. So you got to treat it like a daily ritual. And when you do, your body and your joints, yeah, they'll thank you. So great question. Appreciate you sending that through direct message. Let's move on to question number 3. But before I do, if you are liking this content, you're watching it right now on YouTube, if you are part of our Blueprint Society and you're watching this, whether it's on Instagram Reel or you're watching this live here, I want to say thank you, number one, welcome. And do me this favor: if you're watching it on YouTube right now, take a quick moment, hit the like button, right? Subscribe to this channel. We're trying to grow this thing for former athletes, for current athletes, and then obviously smash the notification bell. That helps get these videos in other people's feeds, not just your own. It helps the algorithm, it helps get other athletes and former athletes alike access to these videos because, they just pop in people's algorithms. I don't know how it works. I'm not a, social media expert like that. So nonetheless, let's move on. We got question number 3, and this one is a fun one, right? And this is actually from a Blueprint member. So I'm staring right at the Instagram channel. I'm watching the phone right over here. This is my YouTube channel. This is my Instagram channel. Guys, 2 feet of snow might be the best thing that ever happened to your training. So, for all of you guys in the Midwest and the Northeast, right, that's getting just slammed with snow, let me tell you why that might be one of the best things that happens to your training. Now, this question comes from Brian, and Brian is out of, Michigan, Marquette, Michigan, and he is inside the Blueprint channel here that we've been growing, our free forever access free to the, again, right here on the website, adamringler.com. You can head over there and join the Blueprint. But nonetheless, he asked me the following question: how do you stay active when there's 2 feet of snow on the ground? Now, listen, I get this question all the time because it snows all of the time in Colorado, guys. Now, we have 300 days of beautiful sunshine out here. So it does snow a lot, but then the snow melts away. But Brian, winter is where your systems either hold up or they collapse. And this is actually the season where investing in convenience actually pays the biggest dividends. Now, not everybody's a strength coach like you, like me, like some of us that are watching this, sir, right? I have access to a gym anytime I want to. But a gym that's close to your house beats the perfect gym that's across town. So a simple setup in your garage or your basement beats motivation that depends on weather cooperating, right? You're not fighting snow, ice, or bitter temperatures. You're working with what's accessible. And that's the key difference. So I do a lot of my own low intensity work on a spin bike in my basement, right? And I do that when the weather changes, right? So I don't have to drive anywhere. There's no friction. There's no excuses. I don't have to bundle up in like 17 layers of snow, like it's the Christmas story of a snow gear or anything like that. No, right? I have no excuses. I've built a habit around short, consistent sessions. So I do about 45 minutes every single day, non negotiable for me, done consistently, and that compounds over the weeks, over the days. And the beauty of something like indoor options is that you can layer other modalities. You can do resistance bands or kettlebells or dumbbells or even body weight circuits to elevate your heart rate. You don't need a ton of fancy equipment to maintain and actually improve your fitness. But what you do need is space where movement is easy to start. So winter tends to punish complexity. So the more hoops that you have to jump through for yourself, right? Traveling through snow or digging out equipment or scraping the ice off your windshield or things like that, right? That is a barrier to you actually doing the work. So simple always wins in these examples. And here's the kicker: consistency in winter time, right? That sets you up to hit spring in peak condition. So those who pause for months aren't just losing fitness, they're actually losing momentum, right? Even a modest indoor routine preserves not only your strength, your endurance, but right here, your mindset, right? Your consistency. So staying active in the winter isn't about epic sessions. It's just about reliability, repeatable motion, executed wherever you can, whenever you can. So great question. I appreciate that one. And that is, again, out of our Blueprint community membership. So nonetheless, I want to pause this video. If you're joining us right here, take a moment. You're watching this on YouTube right here, and head over to Instagram right now. Take a moment, right? Head over there. Here's my handle. It's right there on the screen. It's Adam Ringler. Is on all the social medias. I don't need to say it here because you guys are already probably following. If you're watching this, you're you're seeing it on Instagram already. But if you're watching it here on YouTube, this is my handle right down here. Give me a like, give me a follow. Right? I try to share a bunch of things: strength conditioning, sports science, high performance, but I also want to give you the lessons to be successful in your own life. So let's move on to question number 4. This one's actually was delivered to me through X. I know I'm still on it, guys. I'm sorry. It's an addiction or something. I don't know. I'm too old to migrate fully to TikTok. So I got to stay with Twitter or X, I guess. Maybe I should just abandon all social media. That's probably actually healthier for me. But nonetheless, nighttime bathroom trips are a behavior issue more than they are a bladder issue. So this one comes from Tom out of Fort Collins up in CSU area. And Tom asks about waking up multiple times during the night to urinate and what can be done to reduce that. First of all, I'll start by saying this: if anything feels medically weird or unusual, always see a healthcare professional. Number one, I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be one on Instagram or anywhere else. So that's a non negotiable. Never ignore persistent changes in your body. Communicate that with your primary care physician. Number one. Now, that said, I've dealt with this personally and I've found, several strategies that have actually helped me. And I want to share them in a way that maybe makes sense for real life application, right? First, be mindful of your sodium intake later in the day. Now, I'm not saying cut it out completely. Your body still needs electrolytes, but avoiding things like heavy salt loads in the evening can actually help reduce fluid retention and can make you feel like you're constantly running to the bathroom. Now, secondly, tapering fluids about 2 hours before bed. Doing so, again, I want to be clear, this does not mean you have to go to bed dehydrated. We don't want that by any means. It just means that front loading your hydration earlier in the day, drinking consistently throughout the morning and afternoon so your body has enough hydration, but start slowing down once you get closer to bedtime. This simple timing adjustment alone can dramatically reduce nighttime wake ups. And that is super simple right there. Those two simple tips. Now, third, emptying the tank before bed. So don't rush it. Take your time. Make sure your bladder is fully empty before you lay your head down on the pillow. Give yourself that mental cue that it's time to actually sleep. So this is a small habit like this, but they're often overlooked, right? But they actually can make a huge difference in maintaining a quality and a consistency of sleep. Now, I got to give my buddy, and he's been going around on social media all about this. And I've seen this. This is somewhat viral right now if you're following some of these companies, but I actually now have started this sort of Sprite Zero before bed, right? And I've seen this populated, Pratik, I think. I'm butchering it. So let me jump over to my web browser. Pratik Patel. I actually interviewed him on the Decoding Excellence podcast. Man on Fire. Let's see. Decoding Excellence. Yeah. Pratik Patel. And he was the NFL New York Giants Director of Performance Nutrition. By the way, that is episode number 59 of the Decoding Excellence show. So give that a listen. Maybe I'll drop it into the comments below so we can actually look at them. The Man on Fire is what I've ended up naming that episode. So nonetheless, he's been going viral on social media and about this Sprite Zero before bed. And I know it sounds a little weird. It sounds odd, but the carbonation and the small potassium content has actually helped me reduce nighttime urination. Now, is it magic? Is it super significant? No, right? But combined with some of my earlier strategies, my sleep quality has actually improved fast and noticeably. First, right, consistency matters. Your body responds better when these strategies are repeated night after night, not just sporadically, right? It's not about one perfect night of sleep. It's about building a system that consistently signals your body to hold until morning. Pairing those habits with regular movement and adequate hydration throughout the day, attention to your diet, sodium intake often creates the biggest improvements. Now, Tom, the key takeaway here is this, right? It's that small, intentional adjustments to timing, electrolytes, and pre bed routine can actually have a major impact on your sleep quality and overall recovery throughout the evening. So, nighttime urination, yes, it's frustrating, but it's manageable with these actionable steps. So, great question, Tom. And again, if you want to channel it off of X, right, or Twitter, right, there's other avenues, like we said before, right here on our YouTube channel, Instagram. You can give me a follow over there and send all of your questions right there on the handle that's at the bottom left side of the screen. So do me that favor, do that. Now, if you are loving this content, you're watching this video right now and you're saying, "Hey, coach, this is great stuff. I really like what you're doing with the Former Athlete Society. How do I join?" It's right here on the website, adamringler.com. At the very top of the page, what you'll see is Former Athlete Society. Click that button. It'll give you all the information that you need to join the Former Athlete Society and get your questions prioritized so that I can answer those directly for you. Access to our one-on-one calls, and then obviously you will have access to all of the calls, all of the recordings. They're all behind the paywall, and you can get your questions answered in a time appropriate manner. So let's move on to our next topic. Now, I'm just looking down here because if you have yet to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, do me that favor, pause this video right now and do it right now. Subscribe to this channel. Okay, let's move on to our final question of the day. This one is, again, it's from our Former Athlete Society member, and I want to talk about it because this one is super great. Motivation's not missing, it is your direction that's missing. And this one comes from Chris, and Chris is out of State College, Pennsylvania. And Chris asks us the following question, something that hits closer to home for more former athletes than most people want to admit. And he says, Adam, I'm struggling with motivation. I feel lost without my training. And honestly, I don't even know what I should be doing anymore. Wow. Now, Chris, let me say this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. What you're feeling is incredibly common, right? You used to be somebody who lived a life inside structure and suddenly maybe don't have that structure anymore. And when you were an athlete, you had practice times, you had lifting blocks, You had programs, you had seasons, you had coaches, you had teammates, you had expectations. You didn't have to ask yourself what to do today. It was already decided for you. You lived inside that structure. Now, fast forward to now, and suddenly every decision is on you. When to train, what to train, how hard to push, when to pull back, right? And when that structure disappears, motivation goes with it. So here's the truth that most people do not want to hear. Motivation is not something you're supposed to manufacture every day. We say that, we think that, oh, you just got to be more motivated about things. It's a byproduct of clarity and direction. When you know exactly what you're working towards, you have a plan that makes sense. Motivation tends to show up on its own. And when people tell me that they feel lost, when what they're really telling me, what they're really saying, what they're really communicating is that they're tired of guessing. And this is exactly why I built the training programs I have at adamringler.com/programs. You can head over there. And this is why I also built the Former Athlete Society to exist in this vacuum, in this space, to fill this gap where a lot of people are struggling right now, navigating that gap from their former collegiate days to the professional ones. Now, I work with former athletes all over the world, people who are strong and driven, but they no longer have that roadmap that fits the face of the life that they're in now. So you don't need to train like you're 20 again. What you need to do is you need to train in a way that respects your joints, your schedule, your stress, right? And your goals now. You need a plan that tells you what matters and what doesn't matter. So you can stop second guessing every single workout that you do. When you have structure, consistency becomes so easier. When consistency improves, your confidence comes back. And when confidence comes back, your motivation stops being a problem. Chris, you're not lacking discipline, you're lacking direction. And yes, this is something that I can help you with. So if you're watching this right now and you feel the same way, you don't have to figure this out on your own anymore. We got people that do this for you. And this is exactly why I built this channel, why I built the blueprint over here on Instagram, why I built this YouTube following that we have right here at our YouTube channel, right? Adam Ringler. You can subscribe, you can smash the notification bell so these videos come into your algorithm. But more importantly, for everything else, right here at this website, right on my center screen, you can access all of the training programs that I've ever put together, right? You could join the blueprint. You could join the Former Athlete Society. You could just subscribe to a one-off training program, and you can let me do the hard work for you so you don't have to second guess yourself.
Hey, everybody, this is Adam. I wanted to pause our episode real quick and just recommend one thing, just a small advertisement here. And that is if you have yet to check out the programs that I offer, head over to adamringler.com/programs. From there, you will have access to all of the various training programs that I offer over the 20-year span that I have coached Division One athletics, Power Four level. I'm trying to take all of that knowledge and provide it to you in a very comprehensive way that you can take that and leverage training. So I have programs for the weekend warrior, for performance enhancement, for those that are trying to change their physique, add muscle, lose fat. All of these programs are accessible in an easy to access digital app that's delivered straight to your phone. Anytime that we need updates, I push it directly to the app and it updates in real time. I offer real time check ins every single week, an RPE scale for every workout. You can keep track of your progressions, your loads, your sets, your reps, etc. Head over adamringler.com/programs. Check out what I'm offering. You will not regret it. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Hopefully you loved something in this video here on our YouTube channel. A couple different things real quick. If you have yet to do this, right there's the notification bell. Smash that bell. Let the algorithm know that you are interested in these videos. So it not only affects your feed, but it also pushes it in other people's feed as well. And as always, right, I invite you to join us here in the Former Athlete Society, the special community that we're building here. And I want you to be a part of it, right? Get your questions answered at any sort of time. Get access to our one-on-one calls, our accountability calls, our master classes, our Q&A calls, just like this. And then obviously get access to our Instagram blueprint channel here where we are recording live right now, right? I want you to be a part of this. So do me that favor, check it out if you like this content. And as always, guys, I want to just say thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being a part of the blueprint. Thank you for being a part of our YouTube subscription and our channel and watching these videos. But more importantly, thank you for showing up for yourself because you know what? You deserve it. Till next time, everybody, stay strong, stay healthy, and enjoy the new year 2026. This is the year that we get after it, guys. Appreciate every one of you.